The faith that carried us, the faith that calls us. I heard someone say that when it comes to Black History Month, we have the tendency to bring up those from the past instead of talking about the ones who are accomplished and are doing great things today. But just as the Bible is broken into two parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament, so is our Black history that should never, ever be forgotten. We know that the Old Testament is the New contained and the New Testament is the Old explained. Our Black history is unique in its own way. Our history is rich in culture. Our history teaches where we were, where we've been, what we've been through, where we are now, and what we should and need to continue to strive to be. We celebrate our ancestors because they sacrificed, they fought, they labored, they believed. They didn't give up. They struggled, and they struggled some more. But guess what, church? They still persevered. They had an unshakable and an undeniable faith, but they never gave up. They trusted God with a crazy kind of faith, knowing and believing not only that God could make a way, but that He would make a way out of no way and bring them safely through. If it were not for some of our ancestors, for instance, to name just a few, Ralph Abernathy, Bishop Richard Allen, Elijah Cummings, Frederick Douglass, Medgar Evers, Ella Fitzgerald, Mahalia Jackson, John Lewis, Thurgood Marshall, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Al Sharpton, Harriet Tubman, Booker T. Washington, Carter G. Woodson, and Malcolm X, we would not be where we are today. We highlight and salute our people of color who today benefit from the many sacrifices that were made in order to keep them where they presently are. But we must always remember it was our many ancestors' sacrifices and labor that paved the way. Our young people need to know and should be constantly reminded of their history. They need to know the legacy that was created, what it stood for, and what it meant for them, even to this day. Our young people need to know that our ancestors fought for a better life just for them. They fought to prevent them from experiencing what they went through. Oh yes, they left a legacy of equality of life, the right to vote, the right to choose, the right to do, the right to be whomever or whatever they decided to be in this life. Dr. King, along with all the other activists, did not sacrifice their lives to see our young men and young women gun down each other in our own streets, in our communities, across the nation. Their legacy was not filled with carjackings and stealing from the very people they sought to help, save, or restore. Dr. King's legacy was that of nonviolence. His dream was not one that was filled with the killing of each other over drugs and other insignificant and trivial things. When will the killing stop? When will you, as young people, begin to pick up the torch and live with each other as King dreamed? As I close in the words of the African American Episcopal Bishop Benjamin Tucker Tanner, the independent Black churches were the most important of the free Blacks' creation. They were destined to be the center of the African American community, life to this day. The churches fostered a communion, Christianity of freedom, nurtured a variety of self-improvement organizations, and promoted racial pride. They were African churches. Tanner went on to say the founders dared to organize a church of men to think for themselves, men to talk for themselves, men to act for themselves, men who preferred to live by the sweat of their own brow and be free. This is our story. This is our song. This is our Black history. This is our legacy. This is what our African American ancestors fought for. And this is what we celebrate today. So don't you let nobody turn you around. Turn you around. Turn you around. Don't you let nobody turn you around. You better keep on walking, keep on talking, and keep marching up to freedom land.